best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, The Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. therockshop.net.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
We'll see. It might be
a very pleasant good day and welcome to Martensville, Saskatchewan. This is the Grand Slam of Curling Canadian Open Tier 2 here on Curling Stadium. We have today this matchup between Team Yamaguchi versus Team Dylan Derksen. I'm Dave Schmel. I'm joined by Connor Sims, and Jim Nix is my color commentator. Thank you so much for being here with us. Looks like our cameras are just a little bit jumpy this morning, Jim.
They do, yeah, they do. Must have been a rough night.
It happens from time to time. We'll get them some coffee and they'll get much better. But to everyone who's watching from across the sea, thank you so much for joining us. Konnichiwa and arigatou gozaimasu for watching.
And do not adjust your sets. So
Yes.
I did do a game the other day, Dave, with the young Derksen team, and still junior eligible, very solid team, won their way into this event. Very impressed with Dylan himself. He had great draw weight. The rest of his team struggled a little bit with draw weight, which caused them some grief. And ultimately, the game did get away from them at the end, but still pretty impressive. And I did a Yamaguchi game as well. At the very start, they lost to Mark Keane, but Mark Keane played super good. So, yeah, should be a good one. Great experience for the young guys.
And it's a brisk early afternoon in Martensville, minus 26 degrees centigrade. Yesterday, we experienced about 20 centimeters of snowfall. It was quite windy. Oh, there we go. Looks like that camera woke up.
Yep.
Fantastic. So you see it is Derksen throwing the red stones and Yamaguchi throwing the yellow stones. And just as I said that. So this being the Grand Slam, we have a few different rules, don't we, Jim?
Yeah, we do. It's there's a few things actually. It's first of all, there's no extra end. So until the playoff round. And so if you get to tied up after 8, it's just a draw to the button. First of all, that's probably the biggest difference. You also can only blank one end in a row. Actually, I'm not. Is it just one end in a row? I'm not sure, Dave. It's one in a row or one in a game.
One in a game, Jim.
One in the game. Okay. So the second one, if you blank a second end, then you lose hammer. So that's another one that's very different from the regular play. Beyond that, I'm not really too sure what else there is. Might be one more somewhere that I'm missing that's important, but those are the two big ones in my thoughts anyways. You can fill in the gap if there's a gap there, Dave, which there probably is.
The biggest thing, that we are on time clocks. We're often not on time clocks.
Yeah, that's actually is a biggie. Keeps us from playing 3.5 hour
I
eight
knew that
games.
would I knew that would make you happy, Jim.
I know. I just woke up when you said that. I remembered that. I should have known that because we had a tight one yesterday on the clocks. But um, yeah, with Klima was down there pretty far. Ironically, playing Kamakui.
I thought it was down to 5 seconds, right?
Yeah, he was down pretty low. He was way down there. Yeah. Yeah, and he did have one. He would have been okay to throw one more shot, I think, but that was the end of it. So, yeah, it was tight. And Kui had about a minute and a half or something like that. So he didn't have any timeouts left, so he would have been in trouble if it had got slow. But either way, at the end of the day, they finished in a reasonable amount of time, which is nice.
And they do have the 2 timeouts that are afforded to them in the Grand Slams, as opposed to Worlds where you only get 1. So your coach can come out and help you at that time. Yeah, I know that prompt play is very important to you because you need to make sure you get outside and make sure the kids are not standing on your lawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll
nice
try to
around there. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to try to get that video quality improved at some point. We'll figure out what's up with our cameras. We do apologize for a little bit of that jumpiness. That stone is about 3/4 open as we look at it. Yamaguchi could certainly throw the double.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, and at some point he'll want to make that double probably because he needs to bring his yellow one into score that's at the top there behind the corner.
So you see Team Yamaguchi playing 3-handed. I believe it is Yanagasawa Riku who's not here.
A very nice shot there, Dave. That's set 2. It's hard to call those when they're going down the sheet, isn't it? For you when you're trying to make the call because you're like, well, I think it needs a curl, but by the time you get the words out, the rock's another 6 feet and it's already curled.
Yeah, I'm taking a results-driven approach right now.
Yeah, that's a good idea, I think. Yeah,
I can make myself look foolish quite easily on my own. Thank you very much. So looking at this hit and roll, it makes contacts. It's going to sit right there. Now, Yamaguchi will have to address it.
Yeah, Yamaguchi set up pretty good for his deuce here without doing anything odd. Like you can roll behind the center guard, but I think if he sits right there would probably be the best bet. Derksen really doesn't have much choice but to kind of keep chasing here and maybe end up giving up a deuce at the end of it.
Yeah, they can keep on trying to slide under, but it's going to be difficult.
Yeah. Ice is good, as we always talk about here in Martensville. No issues with ice. Ice has been good. Circles or rocks are a little bit maybe, I want to say dead, but they're not quite as lively, I guess, a better way to put it, as we see sometimes. But still, they're fine. You just got to adjust how much of a rock you hit.
You see that one right in the nose. And unfortunately for Yamaguchi, there's not enough hits left to make that be high enough to work a double. So he's going to have to, I say for Derksen rather.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to try to slide underneath that center. Do it now, you're probably behind the tee line. Love to do with your last, I would think.
Yeah. I think there's enough room there too, no matter if you go too early up behind there, that would be okay. But if you wait a little bit too long, it'll be easy for them to chase it anyways. Sometimes you just have to take what's there and kind of cruise along and hope that maybe you get a rollout or something like that, or you make a one good roll somewhere and you get out of this without the 2, but you just have to bite the bullet sometimes and give up the deuce.
So here's Dylan Derksen.
Yeah, he did impress me, really impressed me the other day in the game. He also impressed me from not just the throwing ability, but just demeanor and moving the game along. The game wasn't necessarily going all their way all the time, but um, it was good. And they actually played one more end than Sean and I thought they might play, and I figured that that was just perhaps to, if nothing else, to build a little momentum and a little bit of confidence going into the next game. And they played a great end that end. It was they really developed a nice end. Almost picked up a 3. They would have kept going, but anyway, it was good. Good to see. No broom slammers or any of that stuff going on. That was nice too. So
Yeah, there's not much need for that for sure.
no,
Everybody gets a little frustrated and, maybe just a little disappointed. Tap is okay, but the full out slam, no.
yeah, I've seen people break broom heads and everything. It's just kind of crazy, but anyway,
especially now with the carbon fiber brooms, they make a bloody mess on the ice if you break them.
Yeah.
Now rolled in a little bit, Jimmer. It's going to be a bit of an opportunity for Derksen to make that roll.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a much better chance. He's got just a 12, 16-inch roll here to bury or almost bury here. So, and he could make it dead buried if he can just roll whatever that is, almost 2 feet. Sean suggests if we can just shake the laptops in sync that we might be get rid of those camera shakes. Nice of him to pop on and let us know that. Never thought of that. This could be a big one for Dylan Derksen.
Absolutely. Big shot here. If he can just kind of shimmy it in, probably going to take it to curl at some point. They do. The roll's going to be just a bit too far. They did take it too far. So,
Dave, sorry. Yeah, I did this. I did this guy's games the other day, and that's one comment I made with Sean. And not to be critical, they have a great coach and probably work on everything all the time, but the sweeping is not quite where it needs to be, in my opinion, because I feel like they're like, even there, I mean, you stay a little closer, be ready, like make sure that if the guy does call you on there, you don't have to take an extra second to get at it. So it's just a little casual for me for playing at this level. Now, maybe going through all the junior years they've gone, that's been fine, but that's not going to be good enough to beat some of these teams, when you just take things that's a little too casual for me. Mm-hmm. So I think that's hopefully a fair assessment for it. So.
Final stone in the end. Oh, that is a wreck on the guard. So will end up being a steal for Dylan Derksen. Yamaguchi will have the hammer in 2. When we come back, you're watching the Grand Slam on Curling Stadium.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
And welcome back to Martensville. It's a Grand Slam of Curling, Canadian Open Tier 2, presented here on Curling Stadium. Happy to have you here for this matchup between Yamaguchi and Derksen. It was Dylan Derksen with a stolen point in the second end. Yamaguchi will have the hammer now playing the Yellow Rocks. Those of you across the sea watching us, konnichiwa. Happy to have you joining us. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much for joining us here on Curling Stadium.
Yeah, nice steal for Derksen in the first end. He was going after a roll behind that center guard, rolled a little too far, but it forced Yamaguchi to go over to the other side where they hadn't played, and sure enough, underthrew maybe a little bit and crashed on the guard. A big steal in the first end. Almost nice way to start.
Absolutely. It goes back to, you always coach people to make your opponent throw a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't give them any freebies. Make them have to throw a shot.
Yeah.
Because you just never know what's going to happen.
No, true enough.
You see, even the greatest players just flat out make open misses. We all do it.
Yeah.
This one is on the guard. Now, the guard was not touching the center line, so the tick is not a problem. Actually, a very good outcome. May have been the called shot. Yes, Team Yamaguchi is playing with 3. Karuizawa Riku is not with the team at present.
Yeah, we were saying the other day, we had a little conversation because it seems to have kind of calmed down, but for a little while there, last year, the year before, there was some, particularly last year, some real debate about whether or not rule changes might have to be implemented because of the possibility of it being beneficial to play with just 3. So I don't think.
What's your take on that?
Well, I think there's some merit on that in a short-term event. I think, that the athletes now, the curlers, are in such good shape that they can manage that. And I know that the one thing that people always say, well, they only have one sweeper anyway. Yeah, I know, but it's not usually always the same person. So I think that's still a little bit taxing on an individual. Most individuals, perhaps not all, but most. So I think there's an advantage, but I don't think it's something that will ever require or they'll use a rule change to change. I don't see that happening. I think they have a bigger issues with the sweeping than that. I think that for me, I think the sweeping has just gotten a little too dominant, and I know they're been trying to sort of fix that, but it's still there. And I don't know. I just think it needs to be toned down somewhere all the way around. I don't know how they're going to do that. So I don't think you should be able to throw really bad shots and still make shots. So
we have one comment in the chat saying that Yamaguchi did play the last game. I don't know if you had is this the third game for these teams?
This is the third game. Yeah.
Maybe they're rotating in and out a little bit right now.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. The game I did was their first game, and they played with this 3 right here.
Yeah. You see Derksen cleaning it up there. Tyler Derksen, that shot. Nice double takeout. And to our friends commenting in Japanese, I can't read it. I'm actually using my Google lens, so
yeah.
Don't expect a further response unless I point it up there.
Yeah.
But I so appreciate you guys being engaged and providing us some of that knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been an odd week that way. We've had a lot of teams playing with 3 in different games, and some rotating lineups that weren't quite what we have on paper. So it's taken a little while to figure it out.
And I don't know if it's the case, but there is something going around. That's you had it last week.
Oh, I had it. Yeah. Yesterday was the first day I was sitting up in an office to do these games and not laying on the back of my bed. So to do anything. That's a nice draw there. A nice aggressive call to just go right in and around.
Yeah, and now it's going to necessitate this run back attempt. This is Logan Sawicki. Throws with a lot of pace here. This is just a little bit outside.
Yeah, just probably.
That didn't have to be a 6-second rock, Jim.
No, it didn't have to be, and it also didn't. I'm not sure which way they're trying to make that. I thought they might try to make it where they were going to roll to the center, and they might have been. Might just been thrown through any possible curl that was there.
What's he again? He said a young team.
Yeah, young teams tend to throw more weight than they need to for a while till they get used to the
and not to be stereotypical, but usually young male teams.
Yeah.
I can throw hard.
Yeah. So we're back with a corner here, I guess, on top of the one that's remaining there. Don't want to be too deep with this.
I usually refer to, I myself and the way I handle myself is, I'm more like a Cadillac. I'm built for comfort, not speed.
Yeah. So the corner guard didn't quite get over far enough. Dave, you got a shot at this.
And it looks like they are going to try to dig it. Now, this is a much lower weight, of course. Martin's on the inside on the power clean. Tyler Derksen looking for the carve. This shot appears to be made and made quite nicely to get just an edge underneath. A great shot.
Yeah, very good. It's wasn't going to be a massive benefit to roll underneath, so it might be just as well there. If he ever slides just a little tiny deep, you'll have your own run rate back into it. So
now we're going to see the attempted freeze down here underneath by Yamamoto Takeru. Past the guard nicely. Needs to come up a little bit further. Is that good enough? It's close.
yeah, it's enough to force Dylan to go ahead and throw the run back again. So that's 2:18 p.m. That's my watch. I don't know what I was talking about. Drives me crazy. Anyway, all of a sudden it's like, what is that?
That's the problem with a smartwatch. Sometimes it's smarter than the wearer.
Smarter than me. I was like, stop me in my tracks. I don't even know what I was saying. But anyway, yeah. So it's either way, he's probably playing the run on the here. So that shot did the trick.
Yeah, forcing Derksen to a more difficult shot. So now here is Dylan Derksen on the run back. Martins. They get it. Do they make contact? Yes, they do. And they spill everything. Great shot by Tyler Derksen. Dylan Derksen, rather. Too many Derksens.
Yeah.
I had to sneeze there, so I was reaching for the mute faster than I could look at my lineup sheet.
I know. I have to have mine in my hand for the last week because of the coughing. Yeah, I think that it was a great shot. Could it have been slightly better? Yeah, I think it could have. It could have made a way, swept that a little bit differently so they could hold everything over there so that they can force Yamaguchi away from this come around again. So he's kind of left that for him, but you've just thrown the run, so you might end up having it again.
So Yamaguchi looking for the skipper's deuce here. His first of two in the second. This is a beautiful, beautiful draw. Just needs to sit down. That's overburied probably just the right amount. They can get to it either way, but now you got to make a decision.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think because you just played it, you would err towards throwing this shot, and then you will.
This is about 5 or 6 feet longer than last one.
Yeah.
Now, if they can do it and stick it, the force will be on, because they do have that one hanging around on the 12-foot on the opposite side. There you see it. Dylan Derksen. His last of the second. Throwing this quite down weight, giving the brushes a chance. Curl it up just a hair. Contact on the one, contact on the second. Stick it right there. Great shot by Dylan Derksen.
Yeah, I have another look. Yeah, Dylan took some weight off of this just through something they could control. And you can usually tell about maybe halfway, or as soon as the other sweeper gets called on for half a second, you know it's pretty close. So once both guys are there and they're looking like that, then you're going to be pretty handy to making it perfect. And he did. Absolutely perfect.
And
great shot.
Absolutely great shot. Now the force is on. So final stone, the second end. Yamaguchi just needs full 8 foot here. He's going to come on up and sweep his own. This one does need to go. I think they should be able to drag it there. Gonna have to keep your head down, though. Heads down, gentlemen. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving, and you just get it there. It's all tied up after 2, 1 apiece. We'll be back from Martensville after this. You're watching the Grand Slam at Curling on Curling Stadium.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Welcome back to the Martensville Curling Club. It's the Grand Slam of Curling, Canadian Open, Tier 2. Here on Curling Stadium, it's all tied up right now between Dylan Derksen and Yamaguchi Tsuyoshi. Dave Schmel and Jim Nix here with you. Connor Sims handling our production duties on the 1s and 2s. There was a bit of an opportunity there for Yamaguchi, but Derksen was able to fight it off.
Yeah, give him some credit, for just being persistent with coming around that corner, trying to make the deuce. And then, Dylan threw a couple of nice run backs, made sure that the opportunity didn't exist for Yamaguchi, and he managed to make his final draw. It looked a little bit scary for a little while, but they got it there, and that's about all he could do. So it's all good.
Yeah, and certainly good credit for Derksen there. As we mentioned in the last end, taking the weight off of that last run back to really make sure he stuck it.
Yeah. Yeah, much better control weight shot. Didn't need to be a big boomer shot. And ideally, he wanted to stick that, like you said, and he did. Because if he rolls out on that, even if he makes it rolls out, Yamaguchi can probably blast the other side and blank the end, which, obviously that's Derksen was trying to force the one there, and he did a good job all the way around as a team. They did a good job on that.
Of course, that's if Yamaguchi chose to use their team's one blank end at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody. It's interesting you say that, though, Dave, to be honest, because I haven't seen anybody give up a potential blank end to do that. But that's a very good point.
I'm sure we will see it at some point this weekend.
Yeah.
This is our first opportunity on Curling Stadium to call a slam, so we're very excited, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very good.
Many of the teams, though, that we see pretty much all year in our other events, a lot of these teams were at the Swift Current Curling Club last week.
Yeah, they were. There's some of them only had probably a day between. Go home and do the laundry and get back on the road.
And just buy new clothes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess if they were still playing Sunday night, they could afford to do that. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Gotta do like I do. I'm addicted to the laundromat where they just do them for me.
Yeah.
It's about 35 or 40 bucks every 2 or 3 weeks for me to have clean clothes. They're folded. They're done so much better and so much neater than I would ever do it. I know some people like doing the wash. I don't.
Yeah. I don't mind it right down to the part of when you have to start taking them out of the dryer and folding them up. I don't like that part. I'm okay with the washing and I'm okay with the drying. Well, that's pretty easy to go from washer to a dryer, but yeah, I really don't like it's like putting the dishes away from the dishwasher. I don't really like that part. Anyway.
Well, see, that's the beauty of me, living alone. I take a clean dish out of the dishwasher, use it, move to the sink, and then when the sink's full, I put it back to the dishwasher.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we're both quite a catch, eh?
We are. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, boy. So, little interesting. You see Yamaguchi buried here, and you have a couple Derksen stones that Yamaguchi can run off and sit a whole bunch right now.
Yeah, he's a little concerned with the Derksen stones that are in the 8 foot, so he's going to try to move them both. Fairly easy shot. Ooh, it doesn't curl up too much.
They got it and just make it by, and they sit 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, that was a nice shot. And again, pretty firm weight, but not over the top weight. So he actually even saved the shooter. Wasn't a priority, but doesn't hurt.
So now here's Tyler Derksen with his stone on the way. Oh, certainly wasn't supposed to go there.
No, he pulled the string pretty good on that one. Tyler's pretty young. He's at least a couple years younger than Dylan. I don't know how old he is for sure, but
and Dylan's pretty young.
Yeah, and Sean, I don't know if he doesn't really know the kids well, but he has a pretty good idea since he's from the area. And you mentioned when we were talking the other day, you mentioned that Tyler was quite young, like would have several years of junior eligibility left, sort of thing.
So Yamamoto trying to work this one in. Koizumi brings it in, and they lie 4 now. Alarm bells have to be going off for Dylan Derksen.
Yeah, absolutely. He pretty much has to go and peel the front there. He can get the red and a couple of the yellows, I think, and open this up, because that was a great draw in there, and that takes away most of what Dylan would have. So
Logan Sawicki trying to bring the pain here. 1, 2, 3, just past the ones in the center. Does provide a little bit of breathing room, but the guard can come right back.
yeah, the biggest problem here is that they're really difficult for Derksen to get in there, because the way the rocks are placed, there's not really any draw or any kind of a little light, gentle tap back kind of shot, because his reds are in the way.
Yeah, all he has is a run back, and even if he were to make the straight run back, he still doesn't have a way in.
Yeah. Imagine this guard they'll ask them to have this guard fairly tight to try to prevent a little bit of that run, or make that run back, if nothing else, look harder.
Now you see how much curl they're expecting here. That was way, way out. And now Satoshi drags it in right onto the center line.
Good shot. It'll be interesting here to see if Dylan just tries to come around.
I mean, you could play down through the intern port and remove the back one, stay right on top of it. Then any number of raises would allow you to score. I don't think that Yamaguchi could ignore it. This one's going to, clip the one in the back. That could actually be a big deal.
Yeah, a little bit helpful for sure. It's he's kind of run out of rocks, so that I'm with you on the previous shot. I think I kind of like the idea coming around and tapping. I know he kind of made that one, or 3/4 made that one, but you knew that even if he did that, this next one's going to be even harder. So there's a lot of red ones out there. That's the one thing he's got going for him. They're a long ways out. It's the problem. They're not like short run backs. They're 25-footers or whatever that is, and or 20-footers at least. So those are long run backs.
I know. I usually make about 5 or 6 of them a game.
Yeah.
No.
I used to make 2 a season. I was happy, and I might be lying about that. I might not have made 2, but it's.
I made one of them at Royals in Toronto, and I think I talked about it for about a month and a half.
Yeah.
My vice didn't believe I called the run back the wrong color to double off my opponent's rocks.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, just put the broom there and don't worry about it.
Yeah. You fit through the hole, Dave? Come pretty close.
Oh, I think you do. It's not bad if you don't, though, right? It's worth a shot.
Well, yeah, I think it's
because you're going to rattle it open.
He's going to run it, but
well, that's good too, because you're going to lose. Your shooter's going to go off to this side, so that's going to give you either maybe a direct play or a draw path. So, still a little dicey for a young man from Saskatchewan. You guys can see the time clocks there in the background.
Yeah. I can see them today. I couldn't read them earlier or yesterday, whenever that was. Must be getting better.
Back and forth, they got to be pretty close. Can they hold it? On the run back, they get it and stick it. Dylan Derksen, clutch shot for the young man.
Yeah, just going to have another look at this. Another shot, another run back that was thrown with just kind of control type weight. and actually probably got unlucky here that he hit it right on the nose, which is makes it a great shot. But if he'd hit a little off nose, he might have flopped in behind a guard somewhere. If this goes a little more left than where it is, all of a sudden he's behind everything, and as it is now. But a great shot by Dylan Derksen. He's playing well here today.
So now Yamaguchi Tsuyoshi going to throw this little down weight shot. Probably try to cross the face and get under cover here. I think you can.
Yeah, I think so too.
But working to get to curl. He's going to get it. Maybe he can get lucky and roll that way. That's not bad either. They lie 1, 2, and 3. That's going to force a draw.
Yeah, good result. A little fortunate just because he was, all the way trying to kind of carve it in. I think they were still hoping to be able to get to the other side. Otherwise, they could have probably come off of that a little sooner and made sure that they got the roll that way. By the way, good shot, Dylan Derksen now facing 3. Anytime the opposition is facing 3, can't complain.
Final stone of the third end. This one looks hot and heavy.
Ooh.
Oh, it needs to settle down. It really needs to settle down. How many is it a steal of? It's 1 now. It's 2 now. And now it's all 3. Steal of 3 after the heavy draw from Derksen. They trail by 3. It's 4-1. We'll be back after this.
Hey, Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. TheRockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
So we're back here in Martensville. It was a steal of 3 for Yamaguchi from Karuizawa over Dylan Derksen. Derksen has a hammer now, needing to make something happen in a number 4.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Dylan. It's it wasn't a real hard draw for him. I mentioned earlier that I did his game a couple of games ago, and he drew the lights out on everything, which is what I would expect would normally be what the case for him. But all he played the last couple of hands was a series of runbacks, and even though he was throwing control weight, they certainly are shots that are well above draw weight, and just came up a little heavy on that one.
So he's going to have to work on that as we took the long way up to the hack end.
Yeah, had he been even just 2 feet lighter, he would have given up a single, but he wouldn't have given up the big 3, which makes it difficult. But for only 4-1, it's the 4th end, so they have some time.
Electing for the same side corners here.
Yep.
Do you have a preference either way yourself?
I am always going split corners. It's opposite sides, whatever the right terminology is for that. That's just kind of my history and the way I don't really see that this is a super beneficial way to go. At this level,
time.
Sorry,
True. I mean, the way I usually look at it, if I find myself where maybe my opponent has left me like a miss off a center guard that's almost a little bit cornerish,
yeah,
I'll throw one of mine high on top of it and call that a double stack.
Yeah.
And try and get like 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
Always looking for a bargain, Jim.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it's just tough. Most of the time I play now, the guys I play with, and at our level, we can obviously make a couple of corner guards. We can't always try to throw it that perfect that we can keep the distances apart and all that kind of stuff. So as long as they're on opposite sides, we haven't got many people in our club that are going to make any cross host doubles or any of that kind of stuff.
So you see the run back there leaves the Derksen stone nibbling the top of the 12 in a threatening spot. Splits the other yellow off to the side. Now Yamaguchi looks like he's just going to peel the corners.
Yep. They're probably a little tiny bit too close together, but not a gimme. You still might end up with at least 1 corner left after this. You might end up with 1 on each side.
This one coming with a lot of pace from Yamamoto. 1 just slides by the other one. They do kick theirs all the way out to leave stuff open.
Pretty close to having 1 on each side. Just a harder way to get there.
Now here you could actually make the run double and roll on. That'd be really, 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 really tricky, but he's just going to draw under. Might be able to do that later though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite possible.
That's a shot I want to see. Not that I don't want to see this draw made perfectly. Let's get that guard underneath, gentlemen. Look at it take that turn. Put the last little licks on. It's going to slide just a skosh behind the tee line, but still pretty well thrown.
Yeah, Tyler found the draw weight on that one a couple nights ago. He came up a little short on one, but he kind of got it figured out now, probably.
So, Yamamoto Takeru. Looking to make this run back. Karuizawa on the brush. 1, 2. Does it clear out? Out the side door. It does indeed go. Good shot there by Yamamoto.
Yeah, you're going to see this. It's pretty basic, really. Just throw it at the broom, throw it hard. Do what you got to do to make it. Had to work a little bit hard at it. And he'll make the double fairly easily. He got a pretty good solid piece of the back one, but he had enough weight to carry it through.
Doesn't ever seem to be that easy when I try to throw, Jim.
No, I don't even. I'd be scared to try to throw that hard.
Now this one curling really hard. They're going to end up past their own completely. Yes. Oh no, they blew the line call.
Yeah,
no other way to put it.
It was a good idea. You could split those there, roll one behind the corner, move your other one into the gap kind of between the 2 yellows, and Yamaguchi would no doubt hit something, but you'd be in a position perhaps to get a 2 by the time you're done, still 3 to come. he may help you out a little bit here. He may decide to take that red right out, which would give you an open back one. Oh, he's going to guard by the look of it.
He says, I will not be helpful.
No.
Timeouts is called. That's their first.
Whoa. Interesting here. I don't know that I liked leaving the red one there for him to do anything with, but I also am not real keen on throwing a guard up. If the guard's not perfect, that could be worse. So 4-1 lead. I think if you took it out, it's not going to be wrong because you're going to sit 2 or 3 when you're done.
Yeah, you'd have to roll into the rings if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Or else I think Dylan would work to try to take a blank here and try again.
Yeah.
See the coach out here. And the coach for Team Derksen came from the other side of the building.
Looks like they've decided.
And the timeout is completed. Both coaches are going to head back to their respective perches.
So they are going to throw guard. Well, one thing about this, if you do make it pretty decently, it's going to be tough for Derksen here to do anything but peel it off, and I don't think he can afford to now. I think he has to draw on the next shot almost no matter what. He's going to run out of rocks.
Yeah, Derksen would really love to get a deuce here, but that's going to be exceedingly difficult.
Yeah.
I think the guard is the right call myself. Just a clean on this. Just a couple licks on the straight side. Looks like it's going to be pretty good. Up over the hog line and drop it. So calling for the corner freeze.
Yeah, that's what I would have expected here. They are going to need a little help here yet in this end to be able to score it all, and definitely need some help to get 2. So, but it all starts with Logan making this one.
So it's on the way from Sawicki. Line's looking pretty good, just maybe a little bit heavy. They went to a plan B to come around, which is better than having nothing in the rings.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Yamaguchi's probably, he's not chasing the one in the back.
No.
So where do you ever put one? I would say maybe on the outturn side in the draw path.
Yeah, I think whatever side they think they can get the best curl out of is the side that you probably want to take away. And to me, just with the positioning of the rocks, that would look like the intern. But Yamaguchi's kind of worried about the red at the back, so he will draw down to it.
That it's tough for me to make too much of a case against it because if you throw the corner freeze there, you're going to give a pretty good target for the double run, yellow, red into those two that you set up.
Yeah.
And that would be for two.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be an easy shot by any stretch of the imagination, but we do see it made every week.
Yeah.
I always find these draws a little bit interesting, Jim, because you very rarely practice drawing to the back 8 foot.
Oh, I know. Yeah, especially when you're drawing back there to mount some offense and you don't have anything to draw to down there. It's like those are very disconcerting to try to throw to the back of the 12, back of the 8, back of the 12. It's got a little bit of rock to help them out here, but if they sneak it by the top one, looks like they might
hold it best. Yes. Well, made that awkward shot look easy.
Yeah, really nice sweeping job there.
We're trained forever. Stay in front of the tee line. Stay in front of the tee line. Stay in front of the tee line.
Yeah, on most shots, that would definitely be probably 85% of shots. That would be the absolute must to do. But on that shot, they were going right back there. So made it perfect. Fortunate for Dylan Derksen now, he's going to have to try to open this thing up. He's really got to make contact with 2 or 3 rocks here to give himself an opportunity at all on his final stone. Just to score at this point. Remind 2 or 3.
So Dylan Derksen playing another downweight run here. I think he's trying to keep his red that he's coming to in play. That is going to over curl.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one, Dave. I think that one required some more weight. I think you really had to do some damage on that one and get rid of more than one rock, basically. So
now the button is available for a draw.
Yeah.
So I would just be guarding the path to get there, however you feel like you can.
Yep. Yep. And that would be a good call.
You have several feet to shoot at there. Pretty big area of opportunity, which is good. Once again, we're here at the Martensville Curling Club in Saskatchewan, just outside of Saskatoon. About 20 centimeters of snowfall last night. First from Yamaguchi. Gentlemen, bring it down. And they're going to come right on down into second position there. They lie 1, 2, and 3. Well, describe what's left there.
Well, I'm not sure I think he's just playing the draw. So just come right around the one that Yamaguchi just threw there. At first, I thought he might be playing a hit and roll off that yellow out in the 8 foot, but that's not the case, I don't believe. So he's looking, he can get to there. He can get a piece of the button. That guard really, or that draw, whatever shot you want to call it, they just threw, really overcurled a fair bit. They really were trying to take the draw away and leaving the run. So tough shot, but makeable. Going to have to be really bang on for weight, and sweepers are going to have to be really sharp on this one.
So Dylan Derksen facing 3. Final stone of end number 4. Absolute must make for him here. I think the weight's pretty close. It's all about the line. needs to turn. Needs to turn and catch just the side of the lid. Just the side of the lid. Drag it there. Drag it there. Oh, what a fantastic effort. But it's still going to be a steal of one for Yamaguchi. Derksen trails by 4 as we go to the break.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
It's the fifth end coming up. Teams are completing the breaks. Take a look at some of the other scores here right now as they're getting ready for play. Once I actually get the scores to come up. Minor details, Jim.
Yeah, I didn't have my out. I usually we can read the names right off the boards, but they're not on there.
Okay, here we go. Over on sheet 1, as we see the first stones being delivered, we have Magnus Ramsfell, who has already defeated Dustin Kaltoff by a score of 7-1. We have our game, of course, between Yamaguchi and Derksen. And on the women's side, it's Corinne Brown with a 4-1 lead over Camden Boldick. And tied up between Madeline DuPont and Nancy Martin.
So Derksen's got a challenge on his hands here. He pretty much has to score a couple here in the fifth. Give himself a chance to get the math to work in his favor a little bit as we get closer to the end of this one.
Yeah, it's the math is starting to unmath.
Yeah.
And that being their age, you know, they could even go 6-7 all they want and still not have it, be able to make that math work.
No.
One of these days, somebody will figure out what that actually means. I don't think anybody knows. It's just supposed to frustrate us. course, we play in a sport where you can be running down the ice and say 6-7. We know exactly what it means.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that happened the other day at my club, and somebody yelled down 6-7, and half the ice shed said, "Stop with that already."
Yeah, I don't know how things become trends and whatever. That one makes no sense really. But a lot
I
of
mean, I know
people-
you're still trying to figure out the hula hoop.
Yeah. 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 I can't say I've ever figured out the hula hoop either. You are right. I even Googled that one, the 6-7 thing, to try to figure it out, and it didn't help. So
If Google doesn't know, come on.
nobody knows.
We'll have to ask all the different chat bots. Imagine how many megawatts of energy are being wasted right now with people asking 6-7.
Yeah. Well, Dylan, I think you don't have a choice but to go behind a corner here.
Yeah, you have to worry about those later, don't you?
Yeah. And if you aren't going to worry about them later, then I think you're just playing a little draw, tap, try to move them back both a couple of feet. He's probably just getting a little frustrated with things here. He just hasn't been able to kind of mount much in his games.
Certainly can be frustrating when nothing seems to be going your way.
Yeah.
It's not like it's been all bad shots at all. It's just been a little bit here and there.
Yep, absolutely. This is not a good shot, though.
I'd
Tyler
be forced to
struggling a little
agree.
bit. Yeah. Had to be. I don't even know. It looked to me he had a broom for almost a normal hit or something. I'm not sure exactly what the shot call was there.
Well, that moved an awful lot of granite.
Yeah, it sure did.
Let's see how it moved it.
Yeah, you can see lots of weight. Obviously, there's never been a problem with the weight. Gets a little bit on the inside. Gets going across the face of the red. The red could have been a problem, but it didn't. It managed to wick off everything and roll right out. So the good news for Dylan is it actually probably simplifies the end a little bit for him. He's still got a corner to work with if he wants to go there now.
And he
Wouldn't
is.
have to go right now, but he is.
I think you do this. The guard gets peeled. You make the double in the middle, roll off to the side, and try to hold a split.
Yep. Yeah. Maybe there might be one more guard go up or something in before that. But yes, you're basically right. Close enough together. They might get them both, though, here.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Jim. Would have been nice if it was, maybe 2.5 feet further.
Yeah.
So Yamamoto Takeru. Just makes that peel. Let's see what tack Derksen takes here. If I was him with the game going the way it is, I'd be really tempted to play the double now and roll open just because I wanted to look good for once.
Yeah. 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 I think this is ultimately the better call of the two, though, just to try to bump the yellow a little bit. Maybe even get both of them to move a little tiny bit back. He could have also threw one more guard on on the one that's in the house, where they just peeled the guard from. You could put one up there. You're looking like a 2-ender. You don't really looking like you're going to get 3 here. So your call too is really really good, Dave. You just got to make sure you make the roll away is all. This could be pretty good.
It's going to come right down to it and tap it up just a skosh.
Yep.
And there you go. Just get rid of the open one.
Yeah.
Question, do you want to roll into your own in the pile there? Like that?
I think so.
Another yellow rock wouldn't make it easier on Derksen.
No. Probably going out turn at this so we get a little flatter action coming off the rock. Be going hard enough that I don't know if it matters which way, but
this one's going to hit really, really thick, but cost of all that weight slides right on in there and welds in.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, poor Dylan's got to be figuring like, what do I need to do here? Because this is a great shot. These guys are throwing the big weight really easily. And the sweeper's amazingly, you can stay right with it. I don't know how they do that, but then just to hit a little roll to the center, rolls absolutely perfect. The red really can't do of any use at all right now. So all Dylan can do, I think, is just bump some stuff back and hope the angles line up for him.
So Sawicki going to try to give these a little jostle. Really like to get close to hit the face of his.
Oh
no.
Been a struggle at times.
Think maybe just a guard?
Yeah, I think you pretty much have to. Guard the red one.
All right, you do that, then Dylan probably has to hit the outside of that yellow that's on the left of the overhead and try to rattle some stuff, but I don't know how much goes really.
No, that's the problem right now. He's only got 2 rocks left, and I think it might take 3 to move him around enough that you can actually score. Because given the fact that there'll be 1 more rock in the way here in a minute.
So as you said, just a bit of a struggle for him. Here's Yamaguchi with his first in the 5th.
They're kind of coming right in on top of everything.
All honesty, probably good enough. Does it?
I think it's good enough. Yeah, I think it's I think it was kind of an odd shot call. Because you can get rid of get rid of, if he wants to get rid of them at this time, you can get rid of 2 yellows and save the shooter and save his rock that's already in the house. So kind of an odd place for him to put that.
If you fire the one that was just thrown, it goes away.
Yep.
The red goes into the yellow that's on the button.
Yep.
It might actually stay there even. And probably release the one behind the tee line too, Jim?
Yeah. Oh, well, for sure. Yeah. I think that, you don't have to throw a rocket, but you have to throw a little bit solid. I think you really want to have yours. I don't know if you want to have yours stay there. If I picture yours being there and the 2 yellows gone, then I kind of see a fairly easy looking double. on the reds now, and I don't know you want that. So if you roll away a little bit, then maybe it forces Yamaguchi to just hit one of yours and give you one whack at least at the double on the yellows. It's kind of what I think in my mind. My internal telestrator is drawing it up. But I don't think he'd be terribly upset with a nose hit either, Dave. You're right, because it will, maybe the red bounces enough to the right that on the overhead that he can get at the yellows. He needs to be able to get at those two yellows on the next shot.
All I want for Christmas is a telestrator. Tyler holding it hard. Interesting.
Yeah, but that was the problem with it sitting right there, right? That we kind of thought might happen. But he'll have a shot. If nothing else, he'll at least have a shot. A little while ago, it didn't look like maybe he'd even have a shot. I don't know what side he's trying to hit this on, but it looks to me like if he hits it on the one side, he's going to possibly lose one of his own here. So I'm not sure.
I think he is trying to hit on the outturn side.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay for him to give up one and take the hammer in 6.
Yeah.
This one's coming up a good deal. There you go. And oh my goodness, he almost blew up everything.
Yeah.
And it's just the one all the way out there. So decision time for Derksen. Is he going to take the blank?
Can't take a point here. Have to blank this. You have to have hammer. You have to have a chance to get more than a single or even a double in one of these next 3 ends. And you probably don't have that if you don't have hammer. So got very fortunate here. I think Yamaguchi needed to think that shot out a little bit more than he did. But anyway, regardless, he still has a 5-1 lead and is not exactly in trouble. He's forcing Derksen to make a blank here.
Final set of the 5th end. Dylan Derksen looking for the blank. His brother Tyler on the brush. And the blank is in the books. He trails by 4 and will have the hammer in 6. You're watching the Grand Slam of Curling on Curling Stadium.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's rock!
Six-end action. Welcome back to the Martensville Curling Club. Dylan Derksen exercised his blank in end number 5. He trails Yamaguchi by 4. I'm Dave Schmeld, and Joined by Jim Nix, Connor Sims on our production, and that is an unfortunate first stone in the end for Dylan Derksen.
Yeah, you just can't have that, unfortunately.
I mean, you need 2 guards to score a 3 generally.
Yeah, the the rules help you out, but you got to take advantage of the rules. It doesn't help you out if you don't put it into play.
So now this guard absolutely has to be made. Not optional.
Yeah, this is the last free one you get, so.
Well, this one is going to be well over, about halfway. Right there on the Rock Channel logo. The Sunday finals of this event will be on the Rock Channel. We have it all the way through Saturday for you here on Curling Stadium. Pretty standard third stone coming in now.
Yeah, throw as many as you want in there for Yamaguchi, and then let Dylan try to figure out how to make it all work.
He's going to start by trying to address the top one and rolling undercover.
Yeah, generally it's usually it's better to just try to draw around those corners and sort of a corner, and then trying to make it hit and roll. But he's got to do something with these rocks. So, and he hasn't exactly had a lot of easy shots so far. So I don't really blame him for trying to throw just kind of maybe a board weight at most and move these back. Maybe then get your little flop behind the corner. And if you don't quite get the flop, you stay right there. It's not awful.
Oh, we're not going to get the flop. We're going to stay right there, Jim.
Yeah, so not awful, but could have used a little more weight than that.
Time to rip the guard. The big weight on the way.
It works.
Yamamoto dispatched it with prejudice. I like that call.
Yep.
You have a little pocket to work with. You have to play this end somewhat unconventionally now, so work with what's in front of you.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. This is not an end that you can say, well, here's our strategy for this type of end, and here's what we're going to do, because it is going to move a little bit on you.
Get past it, get past it. Yes, you just did.
That's very nice. Very nice.
Well thrown, well managed. So now will be Yamaguchi joining the Peel Parade. Korizumi hard on the sweep. 1, 2, and scooch it over the best he can. Good shot by Yamamoto Takeru. Nice, properly raised brim, and yep, just dead nose, I would say. I wouldn't go there.
No, he absolutely has to make sure he gets 2 here. So got to be really careful with this.
If you put one in front of the stone on the right, you're just generating an angle that they can scatter everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and that looks like it's frozen in there pretty good. But with the weight that they can throw, and certainly who's up? Yamamoto's up. So the weight that he can throw is certainly conducive to getting rid of that, even if it's frozen dead on. So
if I'm Derksen's coach right now, I'm trying to think them into thinking to call a timeout.
Yeah.
So you can discuss this end through a little bit.
Yeah.
You always find that teams, especially younger teams, call that timeout 1 or 2 rocks too late.
Yeah. Yeah, because with only 2, it's I'm not surprised that they do tend to wait.
Especially because this is not a situation you navigate through every day of the week.
No.
This one's going to hang up really high here.
Might be okay because he may just peel the guard.
Mm-hmm. Could make a little play in there and rattle things around because hitting the red and releasing his yellow is not a bad deal.
No, I just, if you come down here, well, it depends on how hard he wants to throw. If he just kind of moseys in there with sort of a gentle draw, backline weight at the most, another timeout coming. That'd be okay. If you try to go in there and, try to get right into the yellows and something goes wrong, then I think that you have a bit of a problem. So that's why I don't think that originally when he thought he might hit the red, I didn't think that was the best shot because it's hard to get the red out without hitting it on the inside. And that's going to be hard to do with the guard out there. So yeah, so an interesting shot. I think you might just see him draw right down to the yellow.
So coaches making their way out.
I think I'm drawing, Dave. I think I'm coming right into the pocket of the yellows. And if I bump it a little bit, I don't think that's the end of the world. So my red one is in a position that, red being Derksen, I guess, yeah, maybe not. No, I still like it.
I mean, when you have the lead and the other person's chasing you, throwing another one in never is really a terrible idea.
No. You could guard the red because right now the red is second shot, I think. Maybe not even second shot. It's close, but it might be third shot. But anyway, its potential for it to be shot is very, very possible. Wouldn't take much for Dylan Derksen to move the red and get shot rock. I just don't know whether they're going to peel the guard or. Looks like they will.
All we're doing right now is housekeeping.
Yeah.
And it's appeal. So here comes appeal. Yamaguchi. Karuizawa hard on the sweep. They make that peel nice and simple.
Yep. Problem for Dylan here is that they don't just set up quite right. Like, you know, you could say, well, he could go around the corner, for example, and just leave his red one there. But if the red and problem is, how does he get rid of both yellows in one shot? I don't think he can. As difficult as this situation is for Team Derksen, these are great opportunities to try to figure out, you know, how do we come back from a situation like this? How do we mount, you know, a bit of an offense without any guards to speak of? You have one, but it's not being used.
That guard just needed to come up just a hair more towards the center line. Sorry, that draw rather.
Yeah, the red probably kicks out the second red, the one on the button, probably kicks out. I don't know though. Not convinced it's going all the way out, no matter how hard he throws.
I think the second one stays there, but
yeah,
that's the shot I wish he had thrown one rock earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just stays right there.
Yep.
So now you just got to get separation, and you're going to leave a double. You just have to hope it isn't made.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's definitely going to be a makeable double, too. That's the only problem. But
you play at it hard, you can keep it flat-ish.
Yeah.
Team Derksen with plenty of time, 12 minutes left in the clock at present. Team Yamaguchi not in trouble either. They have 9 minutes and 54 seconds remaining.
So Derksen playing the freeze, the yellow, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Right in that pocket. Did they call another timeout?
And looks like Team Derksen has taken timeout.
Okay. Maybe the call came from inside. I don't know.
Can we do
signal?
That?
You can signal. You can signal your team to call a timeout. As long as they see you, then they'll call the timeout. Although the way they're having the conversation doesn't really look like, well, maybe coach is talking now. So
I don't think coach is thrilled with it.
No, well, there's just no easy shot for him here. It's and maybe trying to figure out a little bit, is there a possible way to make, you know, the three an option? And you could chip the yellow back in behind the red, if you will, and roll behind your shooter, or go in the corner with your shooter. And but either way, the red that's on biting the button is going to be just a wide open target to remove it, no matter which way they have to go to remove it. So I don't think there is. I think you might as well go ahead and play this shot. Go ahead and play it. That's fine. Might cause a little bit of trouble for Yamaguchi, maybe.
Yeah, Yamaguchi's always playing the open one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess maybe one thought is you could, I don't think it's what they're doing. They're going back to their original shot.
Yeah.
The last thing I thought of is maybe you play the Yamaguchi rock back behind your own and try to spin yours underneath the guard and give the takeout on yours maybe something to jam on.
Sure. Yeah.
It's technically possible, but quite difficult to execute.
Well, with the weight, the upweight ability of the team they're playing against, it's going to be really hard to put that rock somewhere where they can't get rid of at least one. So, but it's a good time to practice shots like this. So,
here's Dylan Derksen with his first in the second. And this is going to come up just short of theirs. It's a double all day.
Yep, there is, but there is also the possibility of missing that back when I don't think it would stay. But I mean, it would be not something you would expect, and they could probably throw it 100 times. And that wouldn't happen once. But if you ever got this a little wide, so it jams on the yellow, does it actually stay? Might. If it does, it's interesting. They shouldn't be playing it that fine. They should just making sure they're getting rid of one of them, but we'll see.
So the final from Yamaguchi Tsuyoshi. Hard on the brush. This one's coming up a little bit too far. They might just do that. They did that exactly, Jim. Oh, my goodness. The broadcaster's curse lives on.
Well, you know what? You got to kudos to the guys, though, to the young guys, because they did put the rock in a place where something like this could happen. It shouldn't happen, but it could happen.
And happen it did, and they had to be thanking their lucky stars right now.
That is crazy. Way too good a hitter to throw a shot like that, to be honest. That's, you just hit it anywhere on the outside there and you're fine. Doesn't really, you're throwing it down the center line anywhere on that side. You give up a 2 at the worst. Oh, well.
So here we go. Needs to hit the 8-foot. Does Dylan Derksen, final stone of end number 6. We bring it to you as they see it. Looks like it's going to be pretty darn good. And they have it in there. So it's 1, 2, and 3 for Derksen. He trails by 1. Yamaguchi has a hammer in 7. When we come back, you're watching the Grand Slam of Curling on SSN.
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Welcome back to Martensville, the Grand Slam of Curling here on Curling Stadium. And it was a 3 spot for Dylan Derksen in the 6th, Jim.
Yeah, kind of again, and one of those threes that come a bit out of nowhere for sure. But like I said at the end there, I got to give Dylan Derksen and the boys credit for seeing where they could put that rock to maybe have something bad go wrong for Yamaguchi. Now you can debate whether it should have went bad, but it did, and that was one spot that it looked like there was a possibility that they could jam, and it did. So, well done. And they're in this game now. Like, I mean, really in this game. So, and they really haven't been since the third end. It's just been kind of hanging on, hanging on, hanging on. That's all it's been. So, very good. Good work.
Now, definitely need to point out that there is no extra end in pool play. The tiebreaker is the draw of the button.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so that gives you, when you're the team that's behind, like they are basically in the regular play, they would have to steal this end, steal the next end, and they be to win the game. Now they can maybe afford to give up one, get your two, and then make the draw to the button to win the game. So a little bit easier for them to come back and have a shot here. So. The old way, if they gave up one and got two, they'd play an extra end, but they wouldn't have hammers. So
and that guard is on the center line.
Yep.
I'm going to note that there is a greater than 1 stone gap between them. This one's hanging out there. Also looks just a touch heavy. Trying to do that long stroke carve to move it over without adding distance. So you see, they say back four. They're just going to try to come into that middle there and start to build a little wall for themselves. Heard them say it's a hair soft. Pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, very good. Got a couple guards out there. May not be there after this shot, but they're there right now, which that's all you can do.
Yeah. Yamaguchi trying to figure out which way is easier, and I'd agree. The center line one first. Gear off the next one and gear out the side door.
Yep.
This one could really be spinning by its time is done. Off the one, off the second. There's hangs around, but not in the worst spot.
No, not bad at all. It might block the draw path if you ever had to come in that way, but chances are that's not a shot that's going to be happening in this end anyways.
So Derksen just is going to come in, bring the guard.
Noticed that the other day too, and Logan Sawicki, where sometimes people change sides. He actually flops his hands over. He switches high hand and low hand when he goes to that other side. It's kind of different.
It used to be when we would teach a learn to curl, we would always try to have the people we were teaching walk down the ice open.
Yeah.
All the time. Just primarily so they didn't kill themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then once you get yourself accustomed to being on the ice, generally accept it thought is that whatever your stronger side of your body is should be your low hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I always swept with, well, the little bit of sweeping I've done in my career, I've done it with just a slider. I've never done a two gripper thing. Um, so I always swept on the same side as a rule. The odd time I'd be on the other side, which because I could do that, but not very effectively. I don't think I couldn't judge weight very good the other way. I was pretty good judging weight the right way if I was going down sliding on my slider foot, but coming the other way, never wasn't very good at it. But so the guard should go here, I think.
So here comes final stone from Sawicki. All right, Jim. How do we move on from here?
Well, I still think if you're Yamaguchi, I still think you're peeling guards. I don't know why you wouldn't here.
Looks like he's thinking about playing in the rings.
Yeah, I mean, you can
could
do
chip.
that.
Yeah, you could chip the Derksen stone out.
Yeah.
Final from Tsuyoshi Yamamoto. Really, really tight to the guard. Oh, just past it. Chip it out. Slide it out. Doesn't move the Derksen stone a tremendous amount.
No, I don't like it much. It's I just think you've just muddied it up a little bit more in the middle of the sheet and given Dylan Derksen maybe an opportunity to, take advantage of some extra mess, if you will. So I don't really know. Yeah.
Yeah, he can hit and roll right underneath the red one now.
Yeah.
Some more detritus to work with.
Yeah, it's a little difficult for Dylan because he doesn't have to steal here. He can force to one and be okay. I think got to be a little careful you don't overthrow this one at all. You want to keep it around for sure.
So the game has gotten interesting.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, very different from an end ago or end and a half ago.
This one's going to be very close to the guard.
All over it. Yeah.
Here's an opportunity lost.
Yeah, definitely, Dave. I think it's there was some real possibilities there that I still think he's going to have possibilities, but not nearly as good. This everyone's going to go. One thing you don't want to do here is roll towards the center. I don't think it's nose hit you can live with, little tiny roll outside you can live with, even a little bigger roll outside and lose that back one is not the end of the world. But I don't think you want to roll towards the button at all, because I think it would be back far enough that you might just set a pocket up for Dylan Derksen to sit in, and that would be not good for Yamaguchi.
Yeah, they don't want to be in that situation they were last time, having to try to throw a rifle.
Exactly, yeah.
So Yamaguchi Tsuyoshi. With his first. He hits it. He rolls. Probably far enough, Jim.
Yeah, I think he got away with it. I just don't, again, I'm, apologize to them for doubting them, but I just didn't really understand why you want to go that way at all. If that rock rolls like one rock less, all of a sudden Dylan may be able to put one in there that you're going to have a heck of a hard time getting it out. So I just didn't really get that. As it is, I think he's in pretty good shape. I don't know what Dylan's supposed to do here, unless you were to play the quad or something. He can probably bump the yellow back a little bit, but I don't know if he can really protect it enough.
Well, you were jokingly saying quad, but I think he might actually be looking at it.
Well, yeah, it was only sort of half joking. I figured 3 was easy enough to get. Well, not easy, but you know what I mean. 3 I can see pretty comfortably. The 4th one, I just not so sure that that anything would pick that up on its way by. That's all. The one that's biting in fully half in the button would have to pick that one off on its way by. And so I don't think he's throwing something that big, but maybe. I'm not sure. No.
And he's not.
No. Pretty sure by the back, you could tell almost just by the backswing, your back set, if you will. He's going to need a little luck here. This is going to end up in the right place for him, but make him throw it. Like you said the last time, make him throw it.
And, well, that doesn't really make him throw it, Jim.
Well, not to get more than one, no.
But you have to be careful to try to see your way through there for a big number, though. And
yeah,
there's the pro move right there.
Yeah. Draw for 2. Yeah, I think given the last end, it would be a little scary on the other shot. The other shot could be, you might even give up one by the time you were done if you ever curl a little bit too far or a little not quite enough, depending on what turn you play. Let's draw for 2, put you up 3. Important to make this, though. Big difference between being up 2 and up 3.
So Yamaguchi, with the final stone of end number 7, he sits 1. Needs to draw down to his own for the second. To take a 3-stone lead into the 8th. Back and forth, off and on. Finishing up nicely, just needs to drag it there.
Oh, that's a nice draw.
Perfectly thrown. They get their deuce. They have a 3-stone lead. We'll be back from Martensville in just a moment on Curling Stadium.
Hey, Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at the RockShop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. The RockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
And welcome back to the Martensville Curling Club. It's the final end of regulation play in the Grand Slam of Curling Canadian Open Tier 2. This matchup between Dylan Derksen and Yamaguchi from Japan. We are so happy that you have chosen to join us here on Curling Stadium. We have action for you all day. I am Dave Schmel. I'm joined by Jim Nix, and Connor Sims has been handling our production duties. We're happy to have each one of you here with us for this exciting week of action. We usually say weekend, but it's a whole week, Jimmer.
I know. It's a long event. It's, coming on the heels of last week when I think we started on Wednesday. So it's been a lot of curling days in the space of 2 weeks for sure. But, these are the biggest events that these guys get to play in, and they don't want to miss them. So they're here, some of them with only 3 players, but they are here. So it's only Thursday afternoon out in Martensville, and everybody's already played for the most part 2 or 3 games. They've gotten this far a couple of times in nice shape, but it's just hard to take it from here to the next step where you get to utilize those corner guards the way you want to utilize them, and it's a hard game.
3:53 p.m.
I don't even know how to turn that off.
Oh, man. Somebody out in the Halifax area, send a 6-year-old to help Jim with his Apple Watch.
Yeah, while you're here, try to figure out how we have an Alexa in the house too, and she calls me by name, and I just don't know how that's even possible because we never set it up. I don't know how that got in there. So anyway, these things are odd. So great setup for Team Yamaguchi here. Not as great for Dylan Derksen, but he does have 2 corner guards and hammers. So
trying to tick this out of the way and scooch under cover.
yeah, it might be
It's
okay.
going to come out the other side.
Yeah, it's too bad it's not going to. Yeah, that would have been good if he had hit a little thinner. He would have been pretty good. Got it right behind the guard, and Yamaguchi's up enough right now. He doesn't have to bother peeling guards right now. Make sure to get rid of the rock that's in the house.
That hit is made, and now Derksen's going to run into a math problem soon. Gonna try Hit and
Sorry,
roll
Dave.
again, Jim.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do that this time. I think now you've got that's manageable to make a double on those. Get rid of them. I think you got to go around a corner here now.
I think he's went to that.
Yeah.
There's the quite young Tyler Derksen.
Yeah. Come down to say, hey, bro, why don't we do this?
That's how the kids talk now.
Well, they have been for a while. It might be passe now. I don't know.
All right. So, bro, why don't we just draw under here, bro? Shut up, or I'm going to give you a noogie.
I've never really seen. Now that might be something that they don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my goodness, that's true.
They are going to play a little tap and roll again. Maybe Tyler just feels good about it. He was through the first one and it was really close to being good. So he was like, well, I wouldn't mind that again.
So Wiki picks this one up right off of Tyler's hand, now off of it. So it's got to be kind of close. Hard straight, now hard roll. Oh, there you go. That's how you do that.
Yeah, very nicely done. Have another look here. See Sawicki switch hands here in a second. This time they got it perfect. They hit just enough of the top one. You get a little piece. They don't care if they get it out. It's more important to roll behind that guard. They almost didn't quite get far enough, but they just picked it back up. It did spin in a little bit, but I don't think that'll matter. I think that they'll be peeling the guard here. So starting to run out of rocks for Derksen, but he does have one in now.
Mm-hmm. Throw the corner freeze next. You assume Yamaguchi just hits the open one.
Well, I can see a path where he might make him throw his last shot at least, which is would be good.
And as we saw in the sixth, making a guy throw is very, very important.
Yeah.
This one needs to just keep on moving, keep on moving.
That's a tough one. Ended up in a tough spot, too. It's one of those rare times you can afford to be a little tiny bit heavy, if anything, just to make sure that you didn't block the double on these yellows.
They're just going to hit the open one. If one wanted to, they could end the game right now, likely with a double, but probably a little bit too much risk.
Yeah. I like the straight freeze on that high yellow one.
I do. I really do too, Jim, because if you do that, I mean, the top red isn't the most easily movable stone. I mean, you can certainly get it, but
I mean, you kind of got to get to the inside a little bit of the yellow, but that's, you know what, they're not going to be easy right now, these shots, so.
just need to find a path to winnability. There's a new word for you.
Yep. Has it got enough speed or no? A little light again.
Just a skosh light, and oh dear Lord, that couldn't be there.
Yeah, they might all go right here. I can't tell where they are on the back one right now because their overhead's frozen up a little bit, but
That looks like it makes it through there, buddy.
Yeah, it does to me too from here, throwing it hard. Probably going to take the yellow one, but I think it doesn't matter. You just go ahead and throw it. Throw it hard. I mean, I know they're sitting 3. You don't have to hit it, but
I don't, I don't see any harm in not doing it. It's it's not going to make it any easier on Derksen if you throw this.
No. The sort of flick of the rest of the broom. Like it's kind of like flick that up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you don't play this and he ever comes down and taps the yellow a little bit and then all of a sudden you can't get it out again, then who knows what could happen. You could end up in a position where he has a realistic shot at 3, and right now he doesn't have that, and he has way less of that if you make both of these.
So will they both go? There goes one. It jams. Will get out the side. No, it's there under cover, but there's still 2 stones left, and they both have to count.
See the houses though, Dave. They're not. I mean, admittedly that hits pretty thick and all that kind of stuff, but they're just not quite as lively as some. So it's just something that when you're playing, you have to be aware of. Is all compared to not that anybody did anything wrong there, but because you get used to a lot of these guys are playing on really, lightning fast conditions all the time. But if all of a sudden a house doesn't have quite the bounce, or the rocks don't have quite the bounce that other places do, you have to be ready to make that adjustment. And that's something that's not easy to do. Again, a lot of those adjustment things are hard to do. So I'm going to call another timeout. I thought they were out of timeouts.
Now that is their second and last.
Second, okay.
So both teams have used their timeouts at this point.
Yeah. This is a tough one. I think you have to just tap the yellow back as close to the nose as you can get, and then see what he plays. You're probably going to play a little short yellow and red or something like that. That's all I think you can do is just bump it back a little bit, even with the other one. That rock not sliding out was a big, big, big difference. The game's over if that goes another rock. They might keep playing, but it's really over.
You're a mess for just a hair less ice there.
I think he'll be close on this. He seems to have a bit of a knack for throwing the really tough shots. I know he missed a easy one here earlier today in this one, but it's not a good looking sign.
This really has to curl. Hitting the outside of that is no bueno.
No.
So wide open hit for Yamaguchi to end the game here with his last. His last of the 8th. He's got it. No problem. And that'll be a win for Team Yamaguchi. They take it over Derksen by a score of 7-4. And Jim, it was just some Some missed opportunities and some miscues there for the Derksen squad.
Yeah, a little bit rough going on early, and then they did manage to make the big 3-ender to get back in it, and just slipped away a little bit. They a really good team. They're just missing a couple of too many shots along the way, and even some of the easy ones are the ones that they're struggling with. So still pretty impressed overall with this team, and wish them best of luck when they play the junior playdowns coming up, whenever those are. And they have one more game left in this too, so we'll see how they get along in the last one.
Absolutely. And at 4:30 Central Time, we're going to have Jordan McDonald versus Maeda, and that'll be myself and TC, Terry Corbin, joining us. And our other featured game will be Kate Cameron versus Ueno. And apparently Terry Corbin's calling that one too. So we're going to have to figure that out. Terry's good. He ain't that good.
Yeah.
But for right now, for Jim Nixon, Connor Sims, I'm Dave Schmel. Thank you for watching the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 here on Curling Stadium. Good day.